write in the comments your in-game name to get a 7-day premium code. Hey guys, this episode will be focused in ZvZ settings that can improve your gameplay. Since the update, each player has its own way of setting the screen for different content in Albion Online. It is player preference in the end of the day, but I'm going to give you some tips. Starting with the most known ZvZ settings, changing the screen settings. This is pretty easy to do, you just go to your NVIDIA settings by right-clicking on your desktop. You choose Change Resolution, then Personalize, create new personalized resolution. Just change the vertical lines to 800 and you are done. Next time you open the game, you will have a new resolution. With widescreen you can see a little bit further to the sides and that can help a lot playing ZvZ. Before the update, this resolution change would let your inventory icons small, your stats small, and everything else small in the game. But now you can work that around with the new HUD. So now we are going to see which inventory view fits better with this new configuration. We have small, medium and large. I like medium or a large, but you can choose whatever you like. Also with this resolution we need to make the interface bigger so we can see the stats and other information in the game. In HUD scale and window scale I will put around 90%. And then we are going to change the HUD to a smaller, cleaner look. Clicking in the HUD editor, first thing I will do is hide every info I don't need. I will hide the menu, it will stay in the settings menu in the right upper corner in a list, so we can take that out. I will hide trackers, cause we will not need that in the fight. Hide the buttons from the map on the right. And here I will start to adjust the map in scale and a bit far from the corners, cause I may need that space to inspect other players. I also want to separate overcharge and food from my abilities, cause I use the mouse most of the times to eat food and overcharge, so I don't want to misclick and use a Giga Potion. The cast bar is helpful to clearly see if you are channeling abilities, so I will leave that there. But I will hide Vanity button and durability of my items a bit to the side. This warning durability is better to have it so you repair your items before the fights. FPS and ping active, of course, it's always good to see if you are lagging or it's a server problem. I like to use my buffs and debuffs near the abilities, but you can use the default near your name or in the middle of screen. It's your choice. A lot of players like it in the middle of the screen. Same as the map, I want to have some space in my character icon in the left upper corner to inspect players. And my party size will be small with transparency. I will leave the chat as it is. I used to hide the chat, but it's much better to use a different technique I'm going to show you later in the video. The HUD is done. My goal is to have 3 different quick presets. You can see them in the left bottom. I will have a default on Noon Lock 1, ZvZ on Noon Lock 2 and Ping on Noon Lock 3. I will have this to play normal quality with shadows when I'm doing more chill stuff in the city or PvP with less people. This HUD will be pretty much the normal HUD, so I can accept trades, click on arena queues and other stuff I don't use in ZvZ. In the ZvZ preset, I will have the HUD I just made more clean, with more vision, less icons and the settings in low, without shadows. In the pink preset, I will have all the enemy names taken off, bubbles in the game taken off, less damage numbers and other things that can make my ping higher. So if it is a ZvZ small scale or a fight my PC can handle, I will use the ZvZ preset in Noon Lock 2. If it is a large scale fight with a lot of players, I can quickly change to the pink preset by using Noon Lock 3. Now going to general. In general, you can skip intro so you don't have the intro time when you turn on the game, and camera shake. It makes the game very strange to play with a lot of players. In Vanity, you should use only on safe areas, at least for other players, because you can see right away some items like Robo Purity, you can see it very well, or even tier of the items without inspect. Each tier will have a color and you'll know by the color which item it will be. In Overcharge, you can take Overcharge from the main end if you want to change for Occult, for example, in the middle of CTA. But DPS will have to fully overcharge normally. But tanks can have a swap, and if it's that case, you need to unmark the overcharge main hand and offhand to be able to change while overcharging the chest, the head and the boot slot. Next we have Obscured Character Highlight. It is very important so you can see yourself even with vegetation or through trees or inside a castle. In the audio section I only leave sound effects on. Sometimes you can recognize some item sounds. The ambience and the music, it distracts you from the fight. In the interface, as you can see, I have different HUDs to use in different presets. I used to have one for Arena, for example. I don't have that anymore. Also in interface, I will do a normal ZvZ settings without damage numbers, with some spell indicators off, and other ZvZ settings with the least amount of information for my ping preset, with less spell indicators, my name smaller or even without my name, without enemy and ally names or tags, just the health bar. This is a preset just if I have ping issues. Controls. In general is where you choose your cursor. Some people see better with the gold or others with the crystal, so you need to choose the one you like better. What is really important is the forced combat mode off. You cannot enter gates while in combat with this feature on. So you'll be outside a castle or a territory and you cannot enter back. With this off, you can. Also, double press to attack. It is very common while inspecting someone attacking the player if this feature is not active. Spellcasting, very important in certain weapons. Normal spellcasting, the default option, make you a split second late for some engages or for stopping some engages, since you have to use the blue aim and then click. This makes your decision change and keep pointing the right direction. While if you use quick cast on button press, your time of reaction is instant. The only problem is that you have to know the range of your skills by heart. You will not have the blue aim, but you can always use your mouse to click the icons and remind yourself the range of some abilities. Bloodleather has a strange interaction with this quick spell in my opinion, because your dash can be shorter in a fight if you put the mouse closer to your character, and that doesn't happen in the default option. Quick cast on button release. I know some players use it. It is the same as the default one, but instead of using the mouse, you release the keyboard button. I think it takes your reaction time also. Quick cast on button press, it's easy to get used to that after some days, and it's much better in most of the weapons and the reaction time is way faster. Key bindings. Here I just have some small tips because this is player preference. The pin key and inspect are very far from your left hand, so try to keep bind them to a better place. In my case it's on T, Control T and Shift key for other pin colors. Inspect is near the number 1, is in the slash key. My number 1 key is a select play key. When I play Arcane, I need to play Mimic. I use this key to quickly select the first player of my party that I previously put in the first spot. In this case, to copy the guard rune from a mace. So I just look for the mace and change it to the top of the party. Now I only need to use 1 plus W to have the guard rune. Of course, if the player is nearby. Now from F1 to F6 I have markers to quickly mark players, enemy players or ally players. If I'm looking for a bomb squad, for example, or other types of players to mark. In social, I have kills, guilds, combat and standby. Instead of hiding the chat in the HUD, like I told you in the beginning, I have a standby chat with nothing selected, so the chat doesn't pop up in the middle of the fight. If I want, I have also kills. If I want to check the kills while the fighting is happening, the kills will pop up in the chat, and normal guild chat for waiting for fights or writing something to any player. I just want to add that you have a colorblind option in NVIDIA that you can use in ZvZ to see better the enemy players and the ally players, and this can help a bit. So now let's see how the game looks like when you just install it and the difference between what we have done this far. So this is the old interface, and now we are going to see the new interface we just made. So this is my settings for the ZvZ. In the end of the day, it is your choice what to use. Some roles and some computers don't even need all these settings. So just have fun with the settings you have, with the computer you have, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm the Albion Bard, and I'll see you in the next one.